Alright, I'll keep this one fairly brief because my throat is disagreeing with me a little bit here. Hey guys, this is Gamer Cal bringing you another mechanics-based tutorial in Touhou Puppet Dance Performance. This time we're going to go over one of the systems that you do learn a lot about during the main game, but especially if you are playing from, as a transition from Pokemon, you're going to find this system really confusing until you actually learn what it is, and that is the edit menu. So, in this game, you do not actually get moves and evolutions and, EVs and stuff like that from battle. All you get is power points, and those power points are what you need to use in order to actually do all of the fun stuff like change your EVs and learn new attacks and all of that. So we do have ourselves available a good old Chen here who will be able to help demonstrate all of the style stuff. Of course, I've been leveling up puppets to level 70 because level 70 appears to be the highest level that any one puppet learns any skills, and online stuff cuts you back down to level 50 anyway unless you play without rule restrictions. So level 70 seems to be all that you really need to go for outside of ones that you want to use in post-game fights. So there is that. You can see that Chen has 240 PV here, so you earn power points at the same time you earn experience by knocking out other puppets. If you knock out a wild puppet, I think it's worth 2 for regulars, for normal ones, and 3 if it has a style change. And that might just be a level thing though, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 for just normal and 3 otherwise. If you knock out a trainer's puppet, then it's 3 points per, as far as I know. I don't honestly remember too much about the early game gains, so it may just be 2 for normal, 3 for style for everyone, but I'm fairly sure that even the normal style puppets you get 3 if it's a trainer's one. So obviously do all the trainer fights you can, but you still get them, you still get the power and stuff otherwise. So just as a quick demonstration, I need to go over to the wild grass patch here. Just like experience, you do transfer all of the, well, not all of, but you do give power points to the characters that are not evolved in the fight itself. I don't actually think that they get reduced, however. We shall find that out just now. So yeah, Chen of course gets 6 because she actually has native grace on that doubles. Kikuri and Mugetsu do not have a PB doubling thing there, but Yomu does. She has a wooden sword. So yeah, 3 points for fighting the style wild one, and everybody gets the max, but you can see the experience gain is not the same for everyone just because of the items that they've got. Chen has an item that doubles experience, Yomu has nothing that way, and the other two, they're actually level differences as well, so as you level up you gain less experience. Kind of a weird thing that, I think Black and White had something like that as well, so interesting system, although maybe not one I agree with fully. But that is not the point, because that is basically just how you get the power points, and then once you're into there, you have all sorts of stuff. Style change does not unlock until level 30, but when it does unlock, you really should do it as soon as possible, because that's the only way your puppet will progress any further. You do not learn skills beyond the level 24, I think it is usually, for normal puppets. So if we were to go into acquire skills here, you see we really don't have too many to choose from. We do have some though, so let's go into them a little bit. So obviously every puppet is going to have a couple of skills that they start with, so it's if you press the X button you can see what the skill is. So yeah, special defense and then a basic neutral attack against everything. Not going to be too useful beyond, early game, but hey, it's tackle for physical and special depending. Physical is focus and is always in red text, and spread attacks are special, they are always in blue text. If you see a black text, one that we shall see soon, that is a status skill. So it's very easy to see at a glance what type of attack you are looking at, which is good. So if you want to learn any skills, you have to spend a number of PP, which is on the right hand side. So if I wanted to learn Raid, which is the equivalent of Pokemon's Fake Out, then I need to spend 11 of my 246 PP. You will generally not have a shortage of PP in this game, because when you're leveling, you get more than enough. You might not necessarily have enough for everything you want immediately, but most skills really do not take very much to learn, with the exception of one called Thunder, which is really weird, but takes 99 PP for no reason. But otherwise, about 34 or 37 or something is the highest I've ever seen, and that's for the really high level skills. You will definitely have enough by that point. Then, of course, you can reinforce your stats. This is your EV training, so it's simplified a little bit from this game, because in Pokemon you have 510 EVs in total, which are divided by 4 and whole number wise, so you've always got 2 spare. But yeah, divide your EVs by 4 and you will get what your actual stat gain is. This game simplifies that and actually adds an extra number, which I don't know if it makes a difference in the long run or not. But yeah, this game simplifies it and basically just gives you 1 power point equals 1 stat point. You can see the stats at level 50 because, again, that's what online reduces you back to, and you need 2 points to level up a stat by 1 at that stage. You can see it's a maximum of 130 points that you can apply, so it ends up working out at the same. You get 32 stat points for maxing out stuff, which actually is the same, because in Pokemon you gain a stat point for 4 EVs, whereas you technically don't here, because this would be the equivalent of 4 EVs, and you have 31 points that you can apply. So yeah, 63 total EV stuff that you can have. So this game just basically adds 1 to the number that you need, which is kind of weird, but you know, whatever, doesn't matter, because you basically just apply, say, max speed, and you can see the number goes up with that. Sometimes, of course, it will go up by more than 1 if you have the positive nature, otherwise it doesn't matter. There is no such thing as a negative nature in this game, so there are no stat decreases that you ever have from nature stuff, which is kind of cool. Nature, of course, like I've said before in the reincarnation video, is just the emblem at the top, and it's color-coded to show which stat gets increased by it. You've then got skill cards, which are basically TMs, and I have all of the different TMs, so normal Chen can learn a whole bunch of different stuff, and I believe both other styles of Chen, when you evolve her, if you like, will also be able to learn all of these as well. At least I would hope so, because that would be kind of weird otherwise. You get into some odd situations there where a normal version can learn stuff and then you style change them and you still have that stuff. I don't think that's how it works, but these are status skills, like I said before. TMs are actually, I should say skill cards, are really well done in this game, because they're separated number-wise by all of the focus skills first, then all of the spread skills, then all of the status. So you can roughly tell when you're getting new stuff where it's going to end up. And they're also sorted by type, so all of the void ones are at the start, and then, you know, later on down the line you've got fighting and delusion as the last one. And it's all very nicely sorted, actually, compared to Pokemon, where you've got, like, you know, Rain Dance is TM18 and then freaking Scald is TM53 and stuff like that, but they're both completely opposite things. Like, in this game, if there was a Rain Dance skill card, which there is not, by the way, there's no weather skill cards, it would be down here. So, yeah, kinda different, but also pretty cool. You can also use ability changing stuff here, so if you spend 20 PP, then you will be able to change your ability, which is really good because most puppets do have 2 abilities, and being able to change between them at will is ridiculously good. It's a really nice system they've set up here, where you are basically your own move tutor, your own ability sort of changer, your own ability capsule, I guess. And there's no such thing as hidden ability, so it's easy to change between stuff that way. And yeah, you can use stuff like that at any point, which is great. One thing I didn't mention with these skill cards, these take no power points to use. So if I was to teach Chen Furious Recitation for whatever reason, then it does not consume any PP. You can use this to your advantage to learn skills that once you've got the skill cards for. Stuff like Thieving Wind, I think Chen might get, but yeah, Lightning Speed is something that Speed Chen gets, and you could use the skill card instead if you don't have the points available to use it. It also means that this is your way of recovering SP, or, you know, basically the main game's the Pokemon game's power points for moves. This is the only way you're actually going to be able to regain them, because outside of healing and stuff, you know, going to a rest spot, if you're in the middle of a long dungeon and you need your main attack back, say I needed Smash Spin or Wind Slash or whatever, and I've used all the SP for it, you can forcibly forget the move. Say, if I forget Recitation here, then you can just go back and get the skill back if you've got the PP for it. Or, you know, if you're using the skill card, then just use a different skill card over the top of it, and you will have all of the SP for that skill back. Which is really good, because usually you will have a ton of SP behind. Even after you fully reinforce, that's only 130 SP. I will probably only need to actually learn 2 or maybe 3 skills here from PP, so I'm not going to use all of what I have. And the PP cap's at 999. As Ran here will show. So yeah, that's a lot of spare points that you can have. So definitely take advantage of that when you can. Finally, we do have the style change, as I've alluded to before. You can do this from any level beyond level 30. Or at level 30 or beyond. So definitely do it as soon as possible, because the stat changes are ridiculous. Almost every puppet in the game, I should say, gets a really big stat bonus when they go to their style changed forms. So that's definitely something you need to take advantage of as soon as possible. So say for Chen here, you can see if I went to speed form, her speed would almost double. It's kind of insane. Her defenses are also way stronger, her special attack is decently stronger, but I already have a speed Chen, so we'll be going with assist Chen here. Most puppets do actually have a type change with one of their forms. Not all of them. I'm trying to think. Mirror, I think it is, doesn't. I think. Who else doesn't have one? There's a few, and I'm blanking on names at this point. Yeah, I think Yumiko doesn't change types, I think, is another example. I know there are more, so we could go into it, but there's not really much need. What is important though is that you get different abilities for your different styles as well, potentially. Some of them you'll easily see when you do this, and then others you may need to actually go ahead and check otherwise. But it should be noted that with this and with EB gaining, reinforcement, I guess it's called in this game, you cannot change this. In the main game, you are stuck with what you have here. In post-game, you can reincarnate the doll, put it back to level 1, and change everything that way. But make sure that you are fully aware of what you are changing into before you actually change. Regardless, we are of course going with Chen in the assist style here, because like I said, I already have a speed Chen set up. You gain 20 PP when you style change. So if you want to change ability, which I will be here because I have an idea for this, yeah, if you want to change your ability, you can. So yeah, you get a free change for that. It's pretty cool. One thing to note, I guess, is that you can change your ability anytime you want. This is not locked. You just have to spend 20 PP every time you want to change. So if you, like here, you'd say, oh, only wind types can flee. That sounds really kind of cool. I want to try that out. But then you find later on that it's actually not that good. Then you can change your ability back. And sometimes that'll be really good. Like, Niche is actually really nice for Chen, because her power's not that great. So having adaptability on wind and earth type moves is really quite good. But I think I want to try this in a moment, so we'll see how stuff goes there. So now you can see, of course, the reinforced stat stuff. You can see her stats are a lot more general purpose at this point. She has not a whole lot of HP, because it's Chen, let's be honest. But yeah, she's pretty even on stuff. Chen is one of the lower base stat total puppets, so she really isn't going to have quite as extreme a stat set as some of the other characters. Like, say, around here, I've reinforced her entirely, so I can't actually give her any more efforts, but you can see at the same level, like, her stats kind of tower over Chen's here. It's a little bit unfortunate. I think Chen actually does get to be faster though, right? Because they're both speed increase in emblems, and yeah, Chen is actually faster if, yeah. It's very easy to cancel off of stuff, as you can see. You press L and R if you want to switch between characters, by the way, so you don't actually have to command this menu like I thought you did originally. And then, well, we'll just, we'll show what you can do here. You don't have to give all of the stats at once. You can just confirm some, and then come back later and give others if you want, so that's what we shall do here. Because now you can see we have some more skills that we can learn. So immediately we have Puppet Scourge here as something that we did not have before. This is basically Memento. It's alright. I probably wouldn't use it too often myself, but you know, there are situations where it can be kind of cool. And yeah, you can see now we have stuff like Avalanche over here, which is a very weird move. I think this is actually Brine, where it's a bit mistranslated here. It supposedly doubles in power when the opponent is less than half health, so it's basically Brine for Earth types. Encourages Encore, so you know, Chen is really fast, it can get fast Encore off. Every character pretty much has their own gimmick, if you like, or own sort of usable niche within their stuff. It's pretty good, to be honest. I really do like the way that this game on the surface seems to be balanced, because it seems like every character has something that they can do. Even if they are really low base stats and everything, they have something they can do. Like even Chen here, you've seen that she had the niche ability, so she gets a double stab on Earth and Wind attacks, and now she's got Brave Song. So yeah, she can basically use Nasty Plot, and you can attempt a sweep with Chen. That just seems kind of hilarious. Like, you would probably ignore characters like Chen or the Three Fairies or Rumia or ones that just because you would assume that they're too weak, but they're actually not. They have usable things that they can do. The only thing Chen is missing, I guess, is Macro Burst, which is 120 base power wind attack that the Speed Chen has, but double stab on 100% accuracy will probably make up for that. So I kind of wanted to use Adverse Window because it stops things from running away. I'm not actually sure if that's the best way of going about things, but in any case, you can now see. I guess this is the one exception to the whole sorting of type stuff, because the Javelin moves are at the very start of the skill list. So there's about 7 of them, different types. They're all 75 base power with 100 accuracy and a 10% chance to do something like burn or lower accuracy or stuff like that. So these are at the top, but that's probably just because they're supposed to be general coverage options. But yeah, now we can use stuff like Rising Sun, we can use I don't know if we could. I think we could use Ray Dance before. We've now got Mist Fog though, which is kind of cool. 95 base power nature coverage if we wanted that. Chrome Ray, I don't remember if we could use that before, but yeah, we have some extra stuff. And then of course there's hidden power as well if you want that. But in this game you don't actually have to determine hidden power by what your stats are like. You just pick one and it goes for it. It's great. Except, you know, it's still 60 base power, so normally not going to be that useful. But still, hidden power that you can just choose what type you want. It's awesome. But yeah, that pretty much covers it, so we'll just show any old move here. Let's have Encourage, because why not? And yep, we spend 27 points and we put Encourage on, and that's pretty much how it goes. So yeah, that's essentially it. You can choose any moves that you want, and we'll put Waves of Earth on because why not? We're spending points to put the skills in. Godspeed Air Raid only takes 7, but that's whatever. Yeah, we'll just fill up our skill list. We've already seen that you can change whichever skills you will have equipped at any point. You just have to spend the points in order to relearn skills if you are learning from the Puppet's natural learn set rather than a skill card. That's it. So, hopefully that explains a little bit about how the mechanics of this game work, and I think that should cover everything that would be needed for tutorializing stuff. Everything else is pretty much the same as it would be in Pokemon. You've got the hold items that do similar things, if not the exact same for the most part. You've got, you know, the whole connecting via Hamachi stuff, or if you've port forwarded, you can connect directly to, somebody can connect directly to you. I may do that if there's demand for it, but probably not for the moment. I actually need to get some battles done first, which is pretty much what's gonna happen next. So, I honestly have no idea how the quote-unquote meta game for this game is going to be. It's a smaller pool of puppets than there are Pokemon, but everything seems to be viable in one way or another. At least almost everything. But we'll see how that actually translates into fight stuff when we explore how the game itself operates. And until then, this has been Gamer showing off the edit menu in Touhou Baba Dad's Performance. And the next time you see this game, I guess we will be exploring the meta game and sucking hardcore because we'll be forgetting what all the types do. Till then, take care.